wrap-up.
Return of the King.
It's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. All right, let's move on to email number 3.
Okay, next one today is Trevor Nettle. Hi, John. I agree with you that we're probably not getting a Star Wars trailer until Celebration in April, but I've been reading reports saying that the title has been leaked, and the title is Star Wars Episode 9, Balance of the Force. Okay, is this real? Is this a real title, or is it fake? Also, if it's real, what do you think about it? I think it's a great title.
All right, so... yes, there are reports running around that a title is leaked, blah, blah, blah. I always tell you guys to follow the source. And where's the source on this one? Anonymous Reddit post. That's the source on this one, guys. That's the source. It's an anonymous Reddit post. So why am I even bringing it up? I will tell you why I'm bringing it up. The only reason I thought it would be worth bringing up at this point is because I will admit that about a month and a half ago, I had whispered to me that Balance of the Force was going to be the title. However, I didn't really buy it, and I will say, again, I still don't buy it. Now, maybe it is. Maybe it is. But with that report going around, it did remind me, okay, this is the same title I was kind of told, so I should at least bring it up and mention it. I still don't buy it, but it's possible. Now, the reason I still don't really buy it right now is the same reason that I didn't really buy it before. And that's because in the world of Star Wars, Balance of the Force... this would not be the first time this title's been used.
Right.
For example, the Star Wars Collector's Card Game, Balance of the Force. Not good enough? How about this? The Star Wars Pinball Game, Star Wars Balance of the Force Pinball. This is a title that has been around and used multiple times. Now, does this necessarily 100% exclude the notion that Balance of the Force could be the title? No, they could still do it. It's their thing. They can still call it that, and it may very well be. I'm just a little bit dubious of it right now because especially the anonymous Reddit report, and they could have just seen that title on the card game once or on the pinball game or just, I'll say this. If it is the title, it's a nice title.
Yeah.
I don't really care all that much about titles because the title doesn't change anything about the movie. But if it's the title, it's a nice title. Rob, number one, do you buy this report that this could actually be the title? And if it is it a decent title?
It could be the title. I mean, it seems like to me, it's just so obvious. It's not clever. But then again, you know. I think
Phantom Menace wasn't clever either.
Phantom Menace was look, I sat at a bar one night, Lola's, the late lamented Lola's. When they first announced Phantom Menace, we spent probably 5 hours getting drunk making riffs on the Phantom Menace to the point where they had to almost kick us out of Lola's, even though we were regulars, because we made so much merciless fun of the Phantom Menace. But you know, Balance of the Force is it's a safe, nice concluding.
That's the best. Yeah, safe. It's a safe.
It's a safe title, and it's a nice concluding name for the end of the Skywalker saga. But it's not. It doesn't get me excited. You know, The Last Jedi got me excited. Force Awakens, kind of. I mean, wasn't the Force already awake? Like in the other 6 movies?
Apparently it had been slumbering for a while.
I guess it had been slumbering. I never thought it had been slumbering, but that's just me. I like The Last Jedi, but Balance of the Force, I mean, the problem with this is that I don't see Kylo Ren and Rey balancing anything. Like, if it had something to do with Luke, maybe. But Kylo Ren and Rey how do they balance the Force? Like, they just got here. You know, it's not like they've been around for 1,000 years.
But remember, it's the same thing. Look, it wasn't like Luke and Vader were the balance of the Force. In the galaxy, the galaxy had been weighed heavily, heavily dark side.
Yeah, of course.
To bring balance to the Force meant they had to get rid of Vader and get rid of the Emperor. We're now in a state in the Star Wars universe where it is, once again, everything is completely lopsided. The dark side is now governing over the galaxy, basically. Balancing the Force isn't about Rey and Kylo balancing it, much like it wasn't Vader and Luke balancing it. It was the removal of Vader that brought balance. In this case, that would have to be the same thing. It would have to be the downfall of the First Order. Again, I really don't give 2 squirts of urine about the title because it doesn't make the movie any better. A horrible title. Guess what? A New Hope is not a great title.
But it wasn't called that.
No, at the time. But now, in retrospect, A New Hope's not a great
title.
title.
Star Wars is one of the great titles ever.
But does A New Hope diminish anything about the movie? Not at all. Would the greatest title in the world make the movie even 1 ounce better? No. So I really don't care. And again, I still don't even buy that this is the title. But if it is, it's perfectly fine. I completely agree with what you said. It's safe. That's
Yeah.
fine.
It's a nice title.
It's a nice little title if it is, but again, I still don't even buy it. All right.
Titles only really matter if it's not already a franchise that exists. If it's a new movie and you want people to have a draw, then it should explain kind of like
But only for marketing
what it
purposes.
is.
It
Yes.
doesn't actually make the movie any better.
Oh, yeah.
Nor does it make it any worse. So at this point, I
I mean, they could call it the new Star Wars movie. That would be the title.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't affect the box office at all.
Nope.
We'd all go.
Yeah.
none the least. All right. What's